Wanted to make this video because not many of us truly do think about how deep it goes with when it comes to how crazy and amazing life is in general and unlikely. That is one thing that I think about a lot though, is how unlikely it was for any of us to be born into this universe with a consciousness, just because it's not just as simple as everything having to go perfectly, for your parents, and they're all the generations before that, but it goes as deep as, to the beginning of the universe. Literally everything had to go perfectly. We don't even know if it had to go even more perfectly than that. Because what if there is other things that we're not taking in consideration, such as previous universes or things like that? Any one of us can completely change, even if that means slowly or very quickly, whether that happened on our own terms or completely not on our own terms. They say it's about 26 years of age that your brain fully develops finally, roughly speaking. And that's just only one, big factor that can change everything. That alone can bring a lot of maturity and knowledge and just thinking patterns, new brighter thinking patterns. I always found the inherent meaninglessness and randomness of life as well. Not that, again, a lot of us, can easily see that as a bad thing, but all I see that as is you have absolute freedom over whatever you'd like to do in this world. I would say at least the grand majority of us have some level of freedom in our lives to change it in a way where it feels a lot more meaningful. It only takes a couple seconds on a random day for your life to completely change forever. Just one phone call, maybe one bad trip, or some sort of accident, car accident maybe, just one sort of mishap to happen to you, and that could be enough to completely throw things off, maybe even potentially end things. And that's part of the reason why I think it's so important for us to find happiness within the one life we get. So what a waste of a life, it would be if you couldn't find at least some level of contentment within it, and could find a reason where maybe you just find that reason to say to yourself, maybe things aren't as bad as it can be. I also find it wild that we could be we're almost for sure completely unaware of something completely wild that, exists or is going on right now, or maybe some law of nature that would completely throw off science. There's just so much unknown and potential in every second of everyone's lives. I think it's truly crazy how strong our minds are in so many ways, especially with the capability of emotions, like the potential for, the strength of, for example, depression. A lot of us know how insanely strong it can get, but it goes the other way around with positive emotions too, for the better. A lot of the time, usually for the better. Like, for example, finding meaning. Finding, that one thing you can do every day to work on yourself and feel good about it and take some sort of meaning or fun out of it. And I hope over time I can help you guys realize that those insanely strong negative emotions that warp your reality, that warp your mind, introducing these positive, very strong positive emotions in your life, slowly but surely really does change your perspective on things for the better and gives you a lot of want for being around and enjoying the ride. Appreciate you guys watching as always. What's the one thing that blows your mind the most about life? Feel free to subscribe and have a good rest of your day.